Skills of Future and Finance Function, brought to you by Hub of Finance Transformation. So, as we all know, that recently World Economic Forum has issued its updated version of Future of Jobs and Skills Report 2025 in the light of COVID-19 pandemic and the changing skills requirement as a result of automation and disruptions and also the economic and health crisis that is going on around the globe. So as you can see on your screens, these are the skills, top 10 skills of 2025, which are listed by the World Economic Forum. So it is very important for us to understand where these skill set will fit into our finance and accounting function, and that's what we are going to talk about in today's session. In the light of some research by one of the big four firm, PwC, that's what we are going to discuss. So this is based on our own analysis and judgment. So we could be 100% right, we could be 100% wrong, or we could be partially right, because as we all know that the future is quite uncertain, then it's all about the future skill set. So we don't have a certain definite answer yet, and we have to see as the situation progress in the coming months and years. But this we can do some sort of obviously analysis based on the reports that is issued by the World Economic Forum. So as we can see again that accounting, bookkeeping, accountants and auditor jobs has been listed as one of the top declining jobs by 2025, and it is quite not wise decision to just generalize the accounting and finance jobs, because as we all know that accountant and finance jobs quite vary from one company to another company, one organization to another organization, because in some organizations accountants are even playing the role of controllers and they are working at much advanced level, wherever in some other organization they are involved in more transactional work and day-to-day operational work and accounting and traditional accounting work. So first of all, it is very important to understand our basic operating model in the finance, that is based on the three dimensions as you can see on your screen, starting from the strategic finance, then the external finance, and the functional finance. So first of all, it is very important to understand when we talk about the finance transformation or transforming our finance function. So from which dimension we have to start, because there is a paradigm with each of these dimensions. For example, in the strategic finance, the focus is on generating the insights and foresights for the business to contribute towards the performance management of the overall organization, including mergers and acquisitions or forecasting, planning, strategic planning, and corporate development activities. That is mostly played by the FP&A managers or FP&A heads in any organization. Then we talk about another dimension, that is external finance, that is based on external reporting to the investors and to regulatory authorities and all our compliance and audit and statutory filings work that is involved in this one. So here the focus is on the compliance. Then on the functional finance, we can see it focuses on the cost or on the efficiency that is supporting the day-to-day operations of the organization. So if when we talk about the role of accountant and the finance professionals, it could vary between all of these different dimensions and paradigms. So it is quite unwise to say that the role of accountants will be in the top 10 declining jobs, because accountants across different companies, different industries, different types of organizations are playing different roles among across these three dimensions. And when we talk about the finance transformation, we have to first think about which dimension we need to transform and from where we have to start. So I would like to share this the impact of technology mapping that is being done by PwC in a very nice way, as you can see on your screen. And on the x-axis, these are all the legends, and on the left-hand side, you can see all the traditional roles that are being played in the traditional finance function, ranging from payables, receivables, accountant, and then on the right-hand side, you can see all the emerging technologies and trends and new roles that is being emerged during this time, and of course in the coming future, in the near future. So of course, if we start from the robotics, it has a very huge impact on more transactional processing work like accounts payable or vendor management system or any other transactional work. Then if we talk about the blockchain, of course it is going to impact the reconciliation, but it has to reduce to a very significant level all the accounting reconciliation that we used to do manually. And then if we talk about account receivables analyst, you can see it has a very significant increase in the business partnering activities, because if we adopt these emerging technologies, so for example, the AR receivables or account receivables accountant, he can spend more time rather than on collection or on collecting the data of customers. He can analyze the data of accounts receivables to generate some more insights for the business relating to the customer analysis or customer profitability analysis, or other he can analyze the customer data, so it can lead to increase in the business partnering activities. Then of course the accountant work, if we can see the cloud ERP, it has a very huge impact on the role of accountant. Then the advanced analytics, if we can see, it has is going to reduce significantly the work of the reporting analyst, who is going to report in a more traditional way. So advanced analytics, if we can obviously leverage, then it is going to reduce the work of reporting analysts. So these are the different roles, the impact of digital and technology that is going to affect the different traditional role. And of course, the new roles are going to be emerged as described by PwC, as you can see on your screen. So these are the roles which are not confined to any functional silos, and these are more focused on the skill set of the entire finance function. So as you can see on the left hand side, it starts from the analytics and value manager, and he's responsible for leveraging cross-functional and business data to inform strategic, operational, and domain-specific decision. So this is a person who is not only confined to one department or one function, rather he worked on analyzing, collecting, and interpreting the data across the entire organization, across the end-to-end process of the organization, ranging from strategic, operational, and domain-specific decisions. So he's focused more on the analytics side. Then we have a business growth partner, as we have been talking more about the finance business partner, who act as a bridge between the finance and business and market, focus on delivering the outcomes. So he's basically acting as a alignment agent, you can say, between the different functions of the organizations, and to connect the dots using all the analysis done by the analytics and value manager. Then again, here it is quite difficult to say whether one person is going to play these 3 or 4 different roles. It also vary from one organization to another. In large organizations, maybe they are investing, obviously all the organizations these days are, as recommended by the World Economic Forum, they have to invest in redefining the roles, and they have to bring all these capabilities in house from the outside, or other they have to do the reskilling or upskilling of their existing employees. So might be in SMEs, small to medium sized organizations, maybe person may be playing 2 or 3 different roles, as you can see. And in many other large organizations, maybe they can appoint each individual who can play these separate roles within their hierarchy or within the structure of their finance function. So these are the different future roles that we can see. As you can see also, the digital accountant. Who is a digital accountant? He is expert at leveraging systems, tools, functionalities for efficiency and expertise. So digital accountant, he has nothing to do with the business partnering activities or analytics. He's the one who has expertise in understanding and leveraging the technology. Of course, he's not the technologist. He's not going to understand or learn the programming languages. Rather, he understands how to leverage emerging technologies, for example, RPA, or what's the difference between RPA and AI, and how we can implement these technology within the finance function, how we can leverage these tools to improve the efficiencies and expertise within the finance function, as I mentioned in the previous slide. So it's the role of digital accountant. Then we have several different roles. As you can see, global process owner, he will be focusing on the process orientation. Then compliance and risk manager, of course, this is more of a controller role, and the risk manager role that's being played more traditionally within the finance function. Then on the right hand side, you can see more emerging role of data scientists, digital engineers, who will be focusing more on building the different models. That's also upon up to the organization to reskill either their finance team to make them a data scientist, to train them for data science, or either they can bring these capabilities in house from external, either through the contracting or through outsourcing. Then we have digital engineers, who is responsible for emerging technologies, their implementation. Then the right hand side is also a very important role, that is a transformation lead, because we have to have someone who has to lead the entire transformation projects in the organization, because it's not only going to happen overnight, because transformation is a journey, and we have to have someone in our finance team who have a transformational leadership, who can bring the change management. So these are a very good, I think, emerging roles as described by the PwC in the light of the World Economic Forum report as issued recently. And of course, when we talk about the people, it's more important to talk also about what persona, what mindset they have on their competency toolkit. So these are the 5 different mindsets that would be required as a result of new skills requirement and the new capabilities of the future finance value chain. For example, starting from the techno geek as we start, he is a technologist, integrator, architect, as we talk about in previous slide about the digital accountant. So he has more understanding of the digital and emerging technologies, how to leverage them, and he can be a convergence. He can be responsible for the convergence of IT and finance function as a collaboration between the IT and the finance function for the implementation of these technologies. Then we need the problem solver, of course, as a finance business partner. He has good business and commercial acumen, collaborator, structure, thinker. These are, of course, one of the more important persona to understand the business problems. What are the business problems and what are the commercial issues being faced by the finance? So again, these are the personas that has to be on the competencies toolkit of either one individual in within the finance function, or it could be on the different individual based on the different roles and the redefinition of their roles and job descriptions. So the treasure hunter is the one who is the data miner, value insight integrator, and algorithm writer. So he is more focused on the data on the analytics side, as we discussed previously. And then the dreamer, he is the one who has a very creative mindset, visualizer. He's innovator, experimenter, who has focus on building new business models and innovations within the business model. So this is another persona as required in the future skill set and the competency toolkit. Then we need also the controllers, because many people think that the controller roles will be vanished or disappear. We don't think so it's going to happen, because we still need someone to ensure the data governance, to ensure the accuracy of all the data on which all these business decisions and data modeling will be based. So still we need the role of controller, who will be the scorekeeper, who will need to preserve the value within the organizations. So these are the different personas within the finance function that will be required from the future finance value chain. And this is the framework that we have established in HOFT, and I think it is we all goes on upgrading and updating this competency framework that we have developed at HOF to become a world-class strategic finance leader. And as you can see, it's the foundation is its mindset, different personas as we talk about. Then of course, when we talk about the role of business partner who has to collaborate across the organization, so he needs a very good communication, collaboration, and relationship building skills. That's the weapons of mass influence on the left hand side. Then on the right hand side, it's all about his business and commercial acumen, his accounting and finance knowledge, his technology, as we talk about digital accountant and using leveraging data and analytics. So this is the complete toolkit, and we are planning lots of new initiatives and programs for the global community of finance professionals who want to transform their careers, who want to become a part of next generation of finance in the light of these new skills and future of jobs. So just I recommend you to stay in touch with us and join us on LinkedIn and YouTube. We are available with the same name, Hub of Finance Transformation, on YouTube as well as on LinkedIn. So just join us and let's transform together.